baby beard.
90s to a T.
Yeah.
If I see champagne, I will call it champagne.
Oh, no, you got so many good episodes to watch. Oh, wait, I'm getting it. Nope, changed my mind. Boo.
This is funny until you have it.
No, but seriously, wave after wave of men.
That in the future there's an owl problem.
Sorry, but like, his name huge ass.
Not
So do you listen to our podcasts?
I'm sorry. Blue whales on the moon.
We carry a harpoon.
God damn, I hate that we said that.
Shut up and take my podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to Shut Up and Take My Podcast, the Futurama podcast that gets pit episode by episode in bloody gauntlet battle, all for your entertainment. I am joined here by Phil,
the only podcaster to be voted world's sexiest podcaster twice.
by Josh,
Girls love how I noticed two things.
by Chris,
I really hope that this is the cowboy universe.
And Sean.
Lucy Liu is still sexy at 95.
You did the math of
I
working
did
out
the
what
math
age-
before this episode started. I'm like, I need to know how old she is.
Yeah.
'Cause it's 68 to 60.
She's timeless. Lucy Liu is wonderful.
People always get, their heads always get put in jars at the most attractive stage of their life.
Yeah, can we address that quickly at the top of this episode?
Sure.
How does it work? Do they, before they're dead, decapitate them? Because
Well,
surely
some
when
of
you-
them are already
It's in
dead,
it's
right?
in season 7, I think. Actually,
God.
is when they it's like in the late seasons of the
took them
show.
that long to address
yeah.
Because people like, aren't there people like George Washington and stuff? Like,
Yeah.
fully
Yes.
dead
Yeah, yeah,
people?
yeah.
I always thought quantum cloning. So you literally like clone them to the point that their mind was, and then you put them in the most knowable face, and then you cut their head off.
Yeah.
So that's real science?
You like clone
Yeah.
their whole, you clone their whole body and then just
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, see, I just put him in a jar. Get in there. I thought there was
body
some
of the
magic
barrel's
water
somewhere in
and
there.
Oh, that smell.
yeah.
magic water, science water.
Formaldehyde.
There's
There you
actually
go.
so much wrong
Magic
with
water.
There's so much wrong with those heads in jars. Like, how do they speak? They've got no air supply. It's so...
When does the vocal cord
Yeah.
begin?
Science magic.
Let's
You know
not, let's
that.
not poke holes in something that there's
Yeah.
so many holes that we could poke into.
That's what we're here
the
for, right?
reason for the show.
So, guys, we are up to season 3, episode 15. I dated a robot.
How was it?
I liked it.
Lovely.
Is that still a new enough reference? that I
I'm
can
telling
make
your
that?
girlfriend.
Programmed to like it.
Shit. You all do. She listens.
Oh, good. Hi.
What
Hey.
is it in reference to? Not the girlfriend thing.
I dated a teenage something.
Well, just propaganda films in general.
Oh, I
you
dated
know.
a communist. I dated a Russian.
Yeah,
I
isn't
want
it?
to find that one.
I don't know. I was just
These
do
were just
you
all
ha-
propaganda films back in there. You know, the I dated a blah
Yeah.
blah blah, and they made films about that. Of, you know, I
Right.
dated a
I smoked the reefer.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's probably the most popular. one,
I
right?
dated a
Reefer Madness.
Reefer Madness.
Reefer
I
Mad-
dated a liberal propagandist, feminist.
I dated a feminist. That's
It's
probably
moral panic video.
moral panic.
Yeah.
They
Good,
even have a propaganda
wholesome
video.
moral panic.
Delicious.
So the director of this episode is James Purdom, back from the Birdbot of Ice-Catraz. I still hate that title. Yeah. Here's your little tidbit for you. He's come through so many times I just had to trawl for some sort of fact. He was the animation director for a video game called Cadillacs and Dinosaurs.
I want this game.
What is it?
It
Yeah,
was...
please tell us
You
more.
know.
I mean, it's 90s as fuck.
Great.
Because it was also a TV series.
Of course.
Okay, it doesn't explain it in the intro. Like, it's narrative heavy, but it doesn't explain why.
Cadillacs and Dinosaurs is a narrative-heavy experience.
Yeah, they say dinosaurs now roam the earth again.
Yep.
They don't explain why.
Why? Enough.
But they do. And now there's guys in Cadillacs roaming around, and that's it.
Are they
Really.
fighting the
And they
dinosaurs?
shoot
They
them,
with
I
the
assume.
dinosaurs?
I don't know.
If Transformers can get away with it with an island that was untouched by evolution, and that's why the Dinobots are around, I'm okay with Cadillacs and dinosaurs.
What platform could we
Oh,
enjoy
the
this on?
Sega fuck.
Genesis?
No.
Mega Drive?
Not the Sega fuck.
Sega Mega Drive.
Super
Saturn.
Nintendo?
It's like, what?
Saturn?
No, it was older than
Dreamcast?
the Saturn.
Older than Saturn.
Listeners, bring it in.
Someone tell us. And if you've played it, please.
If you own
Oh,
it.
by the way, this
Yeah,
is the
if you
sequel.
own it, take a photo of it and send it to us, and we'll put it on
No,
Instagram.
send
by
us
the
the
way.
game.
Oh yeah, we want to play it.
Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, the second Cataclysm. So it's a second game. They made a sequel.
Oh my god.
Or is that like in reference? Is it like picks up where the TV series left off, and like it ends with the Cataclysm? It's like
maybe.
this is the second Cataclysm.
You followed the adventures of the TV characters.
As-
Now you take over
As
as
proven,
player.
I believe in Transformers. I also believe in this immediately. I want it.
Well, I had the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes Game Boy game.
They made a game of that?
Yeah, it was a Game Boy game.
Fuck,
of Attack
well.
of the Killer Tomatoes.
Now we know.
for Game Boy. For Game Boy.
For Game Boy, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I had it. It was
That's
good.
wild.
It was a fun little platformer.
I tried to send it back to Transformers and it didn't work. I said, now we know.
And knowing's half the battle.
Thank you.
G.I. Joe.
The writer is Eric Kaplan, who's back from Parasites Lost.
Good episode, that one.
Right, so Eric Kaplan's been back a ton as well. So here's your tidbit for him. He did a online series called Zombie College. I've got their names here for you.
The
Scott
second
and
cataclysm.
Zelda go to a college that has zombies there. They're human, by the way. And they break up, and then they get back together. But also, like halfway through the season, they both become zombies.
Nice.
And he's also got a best friend that became best friends after the zombie tried to first eat him. And he's like, no,
I have some questions.
I probably can't provide you with the answer.
What do they study at
it's
Zombie U?
Well, I was going to say it's standard educational format, just they happen to be the undead and crave flesh.
So is it physics with zombies?
Yeah. I'm
Or-
thinking...
but I'm thinking like, is it like it's not biology, it's brains, and
there
it's
it
just
is.
like you know what I mean? Like it's everything
So,
is brains.
home ec,
Brains.
I think it's the best sounding Japanese dating sim novelization that I've ever heard of.
Zombie
And
College.
Zombie College, yeah.
Yeah.
You break up and then you work out which zombie you want to end up with, and then they turn you, and then you just continue on. I don't think there's much education in it at all. I just think there's zombies.
So, listeners, the air date for this original episode was May 13th, 2001, Season 3 broadcast finale. So this topped off Season 3, but as far as production goes, we're about halfway through?
yeah.
I guess a mess maybe because it has quite a flashy ending.
Does it?
Well, when they
It has
bring...
like a giant robot battle.
There's even like that touching, like sad moment where Lucy Liu Bot is like dying
do you know
as
what I
well.
mean?
It's like, oh.
Well, they premiere Season 4 with Roswell That Ends Well.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I will never work out what the hell is going on with the
That's a great
broadcast order.
second episode.
I
What a
don't see
great-
why you wouldn't end it with the previous episode where the I love you, Leela.
Yeah,
Leela.
And maybe
Leah.
it's too
Leah.
big of a downer to end a whole season on.
Also, that's just not a good
Yeah,
episode.
okay, yeah, okay.
Well, how does... Yeah, this
Maybe.
episode just ends with Fry getting cuckolded, basically.
No,
No,
it
he's not.
involves
He's not
penetration.
married.
What's that?
He's not married.
No, that's true. I'm
Yeah.
using a more...
He has his lunch cut.
His lunch cut.
Oh, that's
got-
my least favorite term in existence. It's like, hey, you don't want to cut his lunch. It's like, they're people. They'll like who they like.
Yeah, it's true. I mean,
Also-
I'm not
no.
advocating.
I'm not against you, Phil. I'm with you.
Also, if I want his lunch, I will take his lunch. Just strictly in lunch.
Well,
time.
what's the
There will be
problem with
blood.
it?
Like, drink your
He's-
milkshake.
With lunch cutting, it's just preparing it, right?
Right, yes. Yeah, I mean,
I'm not taking your lunch. I'm just like, hey, there you go.
This
Are
is
you
going back
cutting
to
it short, maybe? Like, your lunch
Oh,
break is
right,
being
right.
cut short.
Introducing Lucy Liu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Voiced
As
by
herself.
Lucy Liu.
Yes, as herself.
and she plays like 20 Lucy Lius.
Oh, God.
She's
feel like
really
a lot of those
talented.
have a
She's really
robot voice,
talented,
though.
Yeah.
No, they eventually like drop it because they show
Okay.
up and then they immediately lose it. So it's like, I am Lucy Liu, give me your spines. And then after that, they're all like, take this, take that. And it's like so less robotic.
Also,
okay,
that is
yeah.
the most frightening line I've ever heard. I am Lucy Liu, give me your spines.
Great. It's a great line.
Shit.
Lucy Liu has some of the best Futurama lines in existence in this episode.
And the other time when
disagree.
she shows up, when Bender is dating the ship.
Yes,
I had to
she
do
is
research
too.
for that. Which, by the way, they recorded lines when they recorded lines for this episode,
good
which
on.
they then inserted in.
Brilliant.
Good
Oh,
on,
okay.
smart. That's good
Absolutely
on her.
brilliant.
We don't know what we're going to use her in, but we know we'd like to maybe bring her back. Let's just get her to say some generic stuff.
That's
It's like the
genius.
chef thing they do with Chef in South Park.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When he quit over the Scientology thing, they made an episode about him that is spliced together from all his previous lines.
I want to make love to the children.
yeah.
The, like the audio quality
Yeah,
dips.
dips
It's hilarious.
I love that that's where he drew the line. Scientology.
Yeah.
So hypocritical.
Great.
It's like he made fun
It's
of
not great,
everything
but
up
it's
until that
great.
point, and then he's like, Scientology's too far. It's like, dude, you've made fun of everything with these guys.
Phil, would we like to run down the plot?
Sure. So the crew are watching TV. One of my favourite shows, The Scary Door. They're just
Mine's
sitting
Hypnotoad.
around, and Fry comes in, and he is annoyed that despite being in the future, he's not doing all of the amazing, crazy things that he dreamed he would do if he was in the future. So they decided to indulge him and do some of those things, like blow up planets, go to the edge of the universe, and one of his last remaining dreams, after an hour and a half of fulfilling them, is to be involved with a celebrity. So they download Lucy Liu into a robot body, and he dates her. This disappoints and annoys some of the crew, particularly in Bender's case. He gets really cheesed off. They decide to do something about it. They uncover Napster. The company who's creating the clones is nefariously stealing illegal copies of the celebrities.
Kidnaps.
yeah,
I think you're
kid-
right.
Kidnapster.
They saw the sign.
Yeah. So, in an effort to stop the crew, they create an army of erotic assassin versions of Lucy Liu. and they have to beat them in order to survive.
So, the everlasting question, what did we think, guys?
I thought this episode was really dumb, and it really lost me about 3/4 of the way through.
It is the focus on Fry, so it is going to be dumb. I think it's a fun episode, but it's got the problem that this is like the second time that we've seen the scary door, I think.
Second or third?
I think it's third by this point.
Yeah.
And it's the second time that we've seen the internet.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And both, like, this is my least favorite Scary Door episode out of all the Scary Door episodes. And I'm like, it's less stuff on the internet, guys. Like, I don't like the new Trek, old Trek stuff, but it's a fun episode.
I like the internet. I love going to the
It's
net.
better than the first time. It's better the first time. This time was just a little bit like, we need more internet jokes.
Well, because we've got the, okay, let's go search for it. Let's look off into the distance. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
search the web.
Search the web.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
There are good jokes in this episode. It really loses the thread for me about 3/4 of through. I think it's when the army of Lucy Lou's come in, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
this is getting really silly. And it has a couple of themes that it kind of gets towards and
Yeah.
then loses sight of.
Well,
So-
I think because there's two like big ones that fight each other. Because like, okay, the celebrities things is downloading music, and then
Yeah, copyright
dating, copyright law, and then dating robots is
moral panic.
moral panic,
Yeah, those are the two big themes, right?
and they don't really resolve either of them.
They don't explore them either,
No.
really.
Well, I mean, we find out that Bender's a...
Bigot,
What would you call it? Like a
robot bigot.
a robophobe?
I was thinking, like, I wrote down here that he's like, what did I exactly write? Bender is a self-celibate Reddit whiner. he's like, oh, I can't get a woman, but I can't get a woman because all the other women are going else everywhere. And then immediately the moment he's like, oh, I've got a relationship now, it's like, oh, that's fine.
My morals change, which, to be fair, Bender does a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
it's
Yeah,
consistent
in
to
keeping with
Bender's-
his character.
Also, really great All in the Family reference in there as well of him sitting in the chair.
Yeah,
You
with
got
the
that?
cigarette.
Yeah, I
with the
got
cigar.
it. I saw that. I'm like, is that All in the Family? And I just Googled it halfway through. I'm like, yeah, it is All in the Family. Like, that's a great All in the Family reference. Thank you, Simpsons, for showing me an episode of All in the Family. So I remember that.
So All in the Family was meant as a pastiche of that bigoted mindset, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why that's kind of inserted in there. I think it's more of a thing now than it was when this episode was made. There's also like a missed opportunity with the idea of having sex with artificial humans or making out with artificial humans.
Sorry,
as in this.
Let's touch on that.
that's-
Did you mean like we have that now as an
Well, it's
opportunity to
becoming
discuss,
more
or
of a-
then?
Yeah, no, we have it as an opportunity now to be discussed.
Yeah, right,
because
right,
It's
right.
becoming
A reality.
closer to reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it called? Electrogonorrhea, the loud killer?
The noisy
The
killer.
noisy killer.
That's it. That's the thing.
And yeah, there are people debating about whether this is on the horizon. Is it something that we should be worried about? Is it something we should ban? I don't think that was as close on the horizon when this was made. So I felt like, it's tantalizing, but it's not quite there. Instead, there's a sort of interracial marriage kind of deal.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really worrying. It has to be kind of handled kind of deftly.
On that note, let's handle it less than perfectly now.
Yeah, okay.
Dating robots.
Would you do it?
Depends. These kinds of robots, no, because they're just a shell with no real personality.
Well, have we established whether they actually... Is it just making out, or are they actually engaging...
If there's
in-
gonorrhea,
Well, there you go.
It's weird because with the glow on them, it makes it look like the blank underneath, right? And that's just projected. It's a hologram, and so you're really just hugging like a mannequin.
to borrow from Red Dwarf, they eventually have a hologram. The hologram is like completely pass-throughable. But then he has hard light, which gives him a physical form. And that's what I think this is on. Like, it's projecting a hard light image on top of the robot, actually changes the depth and weight.
Yeah, because the other characters are different shapes and sizes.
Yeah,
And even the
vis-
sound of the
visibly.
kissing.
Yeah.
It's not the sound of like kissing like a
Clang.
metal. Like, yeah, there is some sort of texture there.
yes.
So it's like, it has to be. So these ones, if you put like a personality in it, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if you combine this with the OS from Her, I'd probably date a robot.
I was thinking
Yeah.
Edie from Mass Effect 3.
Look,
Like, that's
I'm
one
doing
I'd
straight off the bat. Like, if it was OS from her, yeah.
for sure. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Hi, Sean's girlfriend.
Yeah, hi, Tamika.
Oh, okay, we
How
can
you
call
doing?
it Hi Tamika. I didn't know if I was
you.
allowed to say Tamika. Hi Tamika.
I feel like if it was the OS from Her, they'd be like so perfect and sensitive that they would make it so that your real life girlfriend would understand and be involved in some way.
I've not seen Her, so
Right,
I have
okay.
no
Have you
idea.
seen- Well,
I don't know why I
2049.
threw to you then.
I don't. You looked at me and you were like looking for reassurance.
Yeah,
and
there
I
was
was
panic
like,
behind those
I
eyes.
got nothing for you, buddy.
Have you seen Blade Runner 2049?
Nope.
No.
Okay, never mind.
No.
Then.
Well,
I've been
seem
isolated
quite- you have
from
such
film a lot and
a very passionate response before we were recording.
To the would I date a robot
Yes.
thing,
Yeah.
which was me being like, hell yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've doubled back on that.
You're going to say,
I don't think I would.
What changed?
Yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking about it as you guys were talking about it, and I was like, what if I could program the perfect partner? And then I would be like, well, this sucks.
Chris is a Redditor.
I don't want to.
easy.
It's too easy. Like I want a chase. I want problems so that I can solve them with the person that I'm dating.
What if you could program those problems in?
Dude.
Well, figure out who's your perfect person.
I think
Change a few things and program that.
because I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, hey, I've got this
I
perfect
apologize
person.
to anyone who's offended by the idea of programming a partner. Just on the
Well, no, but like I would be like, hey, I've got an opportunity to program the perfect partner. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to program any
funnily
problems.
enough, that's the scary door thing as well. Always winning.
Always winning. It would be hell.
They sort
Right, Josh.
of they kind of grew organically out of you, like they kind of started as like a blank
probably-
slate almost, and as it responded, it matured in terms of how they related to you.
I'd probably just get a Tamagotchi.
Well, yeah.
I've still got mine working if you want to borrow it.
I don't think I could go between a man and his Tamagotchi. I feel like that's a sacred bond.
I'm pretty sure I killed mine.
Like the
I don't think
actual
I fed
Tamagotchi
It
or
reflects
Rachel?
you, Sean.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
just-
reflection on your character.
What, sociopathic?
I also feel like there's a room for people with social dysfunction.
Oh, for sure.
Get the companionship that they need, and maybe there's a line to be drawn between like having a relationship with a robot,
Robert.
and having pleasure from a robot.
Oh, for sure. Like I was thinking, like as you were about to ask me that question, I was like, I was going to say, yeah, I wouldn't date a robot because that's sad, and I'm like, well, no, actually, some people might need that. Like some people might need that companionship. So no judgment on you, listener, if you want to, or you guys if you do.
But you're wrong.
But you're wrong. No judgment. You're weak
Like,
human.
the time of making that episode, robots were such a faraway idea of actually
May
making proper-
13th, 2001.
Exactly. But now we have like the beginnings of proper AI. So even in the year 3000, even the idea of like putting someone's consciousness in there could create something immediately. So it's and even like Fry's Lucy Liu at the end was acting more than just like the making out. Like there was actual genuine thoughts and feelings and caring and self-sacrifice. And it's like, I'd probably date that one.
You're right. Yeah.
I wanted that, Lucy Liu.
No, not even that. It's like, there's a personality and a mind there now. I would like to ask her out.
The propaganda video they show has the ultimate consequence of no one bothers to do anything.
Yeah, because
anymore.
all action is an attempt to woo.
To woo, yeah,
the
yeah.
opposite sex, except for
War,
drama.
crime.
Yeah, there's the same sex.
Yeah.
That table flip as well is one of the best little gags. It's just like the milkshake, and then it's like to do one thing, flips, it's a baby, flips back, it's a milkshake. And you're like, great.
I just wanted when the table flipped, you to see like milk just oozing out of the bottom.
It's the year 3000, and it's also a film. There ain't no real milkshake in that milkshake. I drink your milkshake. Also, Fry's epiphany at the beginning is really wonderful.
Which one?
I saw something that was floating and all the colors, something I never even dreamed, and I
yeah.
felt one moment I felt alive. Was the thing out in front of the shoe store? Yeah, and it's like, oh, they get a college kid to wear that. Fry, I think that's what I like most about the beginning of the episode more than the rest, and that's what
I love
keeps-
the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that keeps me going through to the end is because we actually get to see Fry having fun in the year 3000, and we also get to see more 3000-y things, like the fact that there is repossession and destruction of planets. There is dinosaur rides. You can get hands within an hour. It's like
You can see the other parallel universe.
the
'cause
one.
There's only two.
up until season 4, in which case they make a bunch of boxes that make
Yeah.
multiple.
What's it? The Farnsworth Parabox.
Yeah, but there's so many nice little things of Fry's innocence in there. I'm like, this is great.
And it's Fry as our proxy, right?
Yes.
It's like, we want to know, what would you do? And you'd go to the edge of the universe and...
We'd make out with a robot in the
yeah,
end.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, he captures our imagination in that sequence.
Fry is so much more well-adjusted to the year 3000 than he has any right to be.
I think that's kind of the point, though.
I know.
He didn't fit in at all. So it's like he was so unadjusted in the year 2000 that he automatically just fits into something that's the exact opposite of what the time he was.
Is it year 4000?
Is it because he's stupid as well? And
Well-
that kind of makes him like,
He's not
whatever.
stupid, he just lacks the delta brainwave.
Yeah.
It's an important brainwave.
But also, Futurama, the year 3000, everything is a lot dumber.
Yeah.
Like, everything is like, oh, we're so advanced, but this is dumb, this is dumb, this is dumb. This is great.
There's this wonderful running theme, and it crops up a few times in this episode of things, old school tech, but it's still in the year 3000.
Still in the implement, yeah.
Floppy disks,
Yeah.
VCRs,
Yeah.
like everything's on old school tech. And
Even the coin thing to get the pigs. It's like a 5-cent coin turner thing and a pig.
That was lovely.
tickles
That's like
me
if
every
it's,
time.
if it's
I love
not
it.
old tech, it's old tech, but just either bigger or smaller.
It's just nice to see a floppy disk.
Yeah, I
like
really
seeing
liked
them.
seeing it. And the robots coming in packs of 10
Yeah.
that are Mac formatted.
Yeah, I was about to say they're Mac formatted.
They're Mac formatted. It's
the
so
flip-
useful.
flip
Yeah, and they
top
flip
box.
top like a pack of 10. Did you get those?
Yeah,
the pack of
yeah,
10
blank
floppies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Installing games, 15 discs at a time.
we had a Super Nintendo that was formatted from Thailand, and so you had to put a little cartridge on top of the American Super Nintendo, which you inserted the floppy disk
yeah.
in.
Yes,
So it was like
the
try to
cartridge.
play Space Jam, and then it would be 4 floppy disks. Just play it.
Speaking of things which are outdated, Napster.
Yes.
They're still going.
I know, but
They
nobody
still exist.
Nobody
They're
cares.
They're a streaming service. They try.
Well,
They're a legitimate quote unquote streaming service. They are. They never went away. They just had to.
didn't they
liquidate.
go under?
They had to liquidate a lot of assets and pay a lot of money,
Yeah.
and then they just kept
Did something
chugging
else.
along.
They kept on chuffing on.
Yeah.
All
They
right.
and this is going to be really obscure, but Resident Evil 7 Umbrella is now a PMC to hold the crimes of the previous name. That's what Napster is now. It's like we kept the name just so that we can remember all of our misdeeds.
Yeah, you'd think you'd rebrand instantly, right?
But it's a
They
name you
merged
know.
with another company, but then that company rebranded to Napster.
What?
They merged two
What
companies. Out of those two
marketing
companies,
genius
they kept
came up with
Napster.
that?
You know when you marry and they take your last name and then they also take your first name and then they just become you.
And all of your crimes and debts as well.
They take
Yeah,
your house.
50-50.
Yeah.
That's what marriage is all about, sharing the load.
I just like that they're stupid enough to put. Like, they went to so much effort to hide the fact that they're Kidnapster, but they still engrave it on their door.
I think it's because they're nerds, and as we all four know, nerds are incompetent
think
as nerds.
I think it's more like, and this is the legal side of things. I
Yeah.
think it's because the fact that it's a registered company, it needs to be registered as Kidnapster.
Well,
they
so
just
they're-
hide
they're-
the kid.
They're foiled by full disclosure.
Yes, exactly. As is good with all good capitalist companies and countries, you're ruined by full disclosure.
Does that mean that when you like log on to the Napster website, it goes, you go www.napster.com, takes you to Kidnapster, and then takes you back to Napster,
Yes.
so that technically you've been to the Kidnapster
Yeah.
website?
It reroutes you through
It's
it.
routed you through there.
With future internet, it's so fast that you don't actually see
Can't
it.
actually see the
Yeah,
little
exactly.
flicker.
It's actually all over. It's just got the little black box. Yeah. And if you put your mouse over it, it shows kid.
Yeah.
We had it there the whole time. It's fine.
I was
You have
hoping
to click and drag it away.
I was hoping it'd load up and says Kidnapster, and then the black bar loads in afterwards, so it's like Kidnapster. Bink.
Like in the
It's like
Simpsons.
Mr. X from The Simpsons.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish they'd done more with the kind of Napster idea and the thing of copyright, because it's a really interesting issue, and there are different sides to it about how downloading lets smaller artists reach a bigger audience. Who owns creative work, right? Does it belong to the people who consume it? Can you remix it? Can you make an
should you?
original Lucy Liu, right? It's fair use, right? You've taken Lucy Liu, but it's a cover.
Fair use
It's a
is
cover
always a
version
defense.
of. It's a fair use defense of Lucy Liu. Like maybe we could have gone down that route. Instead, it's just a one line of Lucy Liu going, "If you copy me, I lose my image, and my image is all I've got."
I'm interested to know when Lars Ulrich sued the kid who downloaded Metallica illegally. Because I think it
How
was
close to this, is it? Yeah.
I think it would have been super close.
Yeah, that's when like South Park attacked the idea of like copyright, what is it, like, and everything, and it was like that was great, but that was the catalyst. And I think looking at it now in this day and age, it's like, okay, cool, they could have done this with the episode, but I think they wrote it and did it before that was even really addressed.
Yeah.
When I was gonna say Kidnapster, when Napster was just this thing that it's like, oh cool, you can download anything.
April 13, 2000.
Oh,
It's
okay,
already happened.
Wait, exactly a year before.
Wow, okay,
Yeah.
Or
Really? April 13
May.
is...
Sorry, May 13th.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
It would have been
Backtracking then-
written around
then-
the same
then-
time. Because usually they write
Yeah.
their episodes a year before they air.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
well, then even saying that, addressing that, then I would like to see more of it because
Yeah.
people were tackling this idea about. I think they just did the inverted commas Big Bang Theory thing of like Napster,
And that was kind of the punchline.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think... I mean,
They also wanted to do it for the pun.
I
They
think
wanted to do
it's-
it for the pun, and that was it. Kid Napster.
it almost feels shoehorned in. We start the episode with Fry and his joy and how he's having a good time in the universe, and then we get to, at the end, a whole thing about, like, fair use and morality.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, let's have an adventure in space with Fry, and he makes out with a robot girlfriend, and then he finds that that's a bad thing.
How good would
you
it
know
be-
what I mean?
Yeah. How your dreams can be a lot less fun when you realise them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a fun
How much
direction.
fun would this have been if Fry ran away with the Lucy Liu bot and continued to do more things and just more things in the future, more things, and like we learned.
So what would happen if Blade Runner had kept going?
Yeah. Well, we learned last week that Fry now knows how to fly the ship as well. If Fry was able to like run away with Lucy Liu bot and they just continue to do all of these raucous adventures, but then he realizes that it's not a relationship, and then she shuts down and he comes back and everyone's looking for him. That would have been fun. That would have been a lot.
Or they're
of fun.
not looking for him.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that would have been so good. That would have been so.
They've,
good.
Zoidberg's
replaced
a
him
popular one.
with a robot version of Fry.
Yes.
Oh yes,
That's how you.
They replaced him with Cowboy Fry.
oh, man.
Parallel universe. Also, I hate thinking about the edge of the universe
Why?
because what's beyond that?
Speed of light thing with
The other side of the edge of the universe is the other universe.
Okay, no, we're doing this. So, so what? We just say that it's two universes connected, right? So that's like, let's say that makes a sphere because both ends connect to each other. What's outside of that sphere?
The
there's-
infinite nothingness.
One's contained within the other, so as soon as you get to the edge of one, you flip out into the other one.
Yeah, a
What's
Ouroboros.
outside of that?
The other one.
The other one.
When you
That-
fall out of one
no.
universe, you end up in the other one immediately.
I'm sad.
They are the outer limits of each other.
Oh.
It's like a Mobius strip.
Sean, just wait till you play the Futurama game because they go to the corner of the universe and there's actually a corner.
off.
It's like it basically shows that the universe ends and the planet is just in this like outline of a corner. It's amazing.
Not a thing.
I get it. It fills you with existential dread to think of
Well, Sean,
the
how do you know?
nothingness outside of
You've
nothingness.
never been to the edge of the universe. You don't know.
No, that's the thing. I don't want to go there. 'Cause that just opens up more questions.
Have you seen a fourth dimensional item?
Let's
A four-dimensional item?
Like a hypercube.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
How they hurt you?
Tesseract.
Have you seen those?
No.
Okay, so they look like they're constantly moving, but because we can't perceive the edge, like the full shape, so they're constantly moving, right? Am I
Have you seen
wrong?
Yeah,
Interstellar?
that's how they portray them.
Yes.
Yes.
You know when he falls into the bookcase?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much that.
That doesn't fill me with nice thoughts, though.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm just happy to fill you with thoughts.
So think of a hypercube as a four-dimensional cube, where the fourth dimension is unperceivable by us, so we interpret it as time, so it's shown as a constantly moving cube that folds in on itself.
Cool. I'm enlightened.
And if you're a fan of DC, the fifth dimension is where Mixel Piddlewack lives.
Yeah.
The most powerful character in all of DC.
And he's a joke.
Yeah, absolutely a joke.
What's his name?
Mixel Piddlewack? What is
It
it?
sounds a lot like the alien from Flintstones.
Oh yeah.
Mixel
Kazoo.
Kazoo,
Piddle.
Kazoo.
Mixel
Kazoo.
Piddle.
Kazoo.
Okie dokie.
Kazoo.
The Great Gazoo.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you, not you.
Yeah.
Don't thank me.
I'm here for obscure facts.
Yes. Yeah, he's like super powerful, right?
Yeah.
And just as a joke.
It was mostly so they could have a flip over of the Flintstones going to the Jetsons and the Jetsons going to the
Yeah.
Flintstones. Again, useless knowledge from Josh.
But I feel like Futurama
Bring
does
us back.
better than that sometimes, where it can do something a bit thought-provoking with an issue, like the vegetarian poplars.
That was season 2.
Yeah,
The problem
it
with
presents
poplars-
both sides of the issue, and neither of them are right. It's not simplistic.
They don't exactly
and it's still
present
funny.
a solution. They're just like, here's an
No,
issue.
but I don't
and
think they have
here's
to.
the thing.
That's
Exactly.
the thing. That's the good thing about doing it.
This they try and do a solution, which is like copying stuff is bad. The end.
Coming back to it, this is like for the longest time I had this feeling, and rewatching these episodes with you guys, made me go, maybe there are some really good season 3 episodes, because I have for the longest time said season 3 is the worst season of Futurama. And episodes like these where you're saying it's like, oh, they could have done this, they could have done this. It's like, yeah, season 3 could have gone further with so many things. And I think it's the weakest out of the 4. I don't count everything after that.
Sure. Also, I figured out now why Fry has such a bad time in season 4 playing the holophoner.
Why?
They're not his
New
damn
hands.
hands.
True.
Yeah, someone else's.
This is someone else's.
He didn't
hands he
break
had
them
made.
in right.
Had it been his own hands, he may have had a better time. Masturbation joke.
Liked that joke.
It's a very sly one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very underplayed. Yeah, I just feel. Yeah, I think that's my issue with this. Is it has good moments, hints at a couple of good ideas,
Yeah.
and then doesn't follow through. Instead, has just lots of Lucy Liu fly kicking.
Yeah.
And suffers a bit from pacing because of that.
One great Zap Brannigan joke in that bit as
Ooh,
well.
don't know.
Really?
I didn't think it was
I'm with
great.
Chris
I thought
on
it was
this.
great.
Felt like, we could put Zap Brannigan in this scene.
Yeah.
Well, they do that every now and then. Like, I like that Zap's just there doing nothing. And
What is he doing?
Yeah, exactly. He's
buying
just reading a
magazines.
magazine.
Yes.
He's not
great.
even
And he
buying
sees like
reading.
he sees the one like Armageddon incident where he's like, yeah, I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
I'm
It's a
kind of okay
sexy
with it.
Armageddon.
I quite like him getting thrown into the gutter.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Like I like that that part.
That image. is
Yeah,
nice,
that image is a nice image.
The other thing that I did notice as well is that Charlie's Angels 3 comes out in 2007. I had a look on what Lucy Liu did in 2007. She did 3 films. All of them were box office failures. One made $15,000.
Oh, was that the one with Antonio Banderas?
She did Rise, which was a vampire film. She did...
He was in a vampire film?
She was.
Vampire-
Was there an
see this.
explosion in the vampire film?
Yeah, that's right.
It's called Rise at Blood Hunter.
I bet there is.
Oh, come on.
The Blood Hunter.
Bet there's an explosion with a vampire. You like how I noticed 2 things?
Yeah. That's my
I
thing.
like how you noticed.
Stop
noticed
noticing
two
my
things.
things.
She did Codename the Cleaner with Cedric the Entertainer.
That one sunk without a trace.
I'm pretty sure that was the one that made $15,000
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
on a
right.
budget of $2 million.
Oh.
And then she did Watching the Detectives, which
Watching
had Cillian Murphy in it. Yeah,
Sunk without a trace.
Sung
also.
Without a Trace.
You could have said any combination of words.
And then you would have gone with it.
Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, the movie, the movieization.
Well, let's get on to a vote. Look, I'll go with it. So our current winner is Insane in the Mainframe. I'm going to a little bit of Insane in the Mainframe.
Yeah,
That's really no bones about it.
Me too. Me too. I thought this episode was a bit problematic.
I agree. I don't see this one being a top 20 episode anywhere close to it.
Certainly not the bottom 20, though.
No,
either.
well-
It's like lost in the middle, much like
Yeah.
those films that Lucy Liu did in 2007.
I think those are.
I forgot them.
Rise, the Blood Hunter. Yes. So I like vampires and I like Lucy Liu, so I'm going to go check that one out.
It's a thing with things that rely too heavily on celebrity cameos.
Yeah.
They don't age well, and usually they miss the mark a bit. I mean, this is what late era Simpsons does over and over again. Go, hey, we got a celebrity, let's use them. Doesn't create good content.
I did
sadly.
like her as a guest star, though. I have to say, I did enjoy Lucy Liu in this episode. I had a lot of fun with her robot voice.
Lucy Liu is a good actor.
I also do like that how funny, at least for 2018, that at least, that's weird to say, that it is Lucy Liu's still kind of relevant because she's still doing Elementary.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
She's still doing Jane Watson, which is like in its 5th season now, so it's still going.
The lesser of the Sherlock Holmes shows, but then the latest Sherlock season was pretty bad as well, so Elementary is now cool.
I always thought Elementary was cool. I
well,
preferred it from first season.
Well, you're
talked
wrong.
about
I talked about this for a long time.
I-
You're wrong.
I disagreed with you, but then Sherlock kept going. Then I was like,
Yeah.
I remember binging season 1 of Elementary. It was like this guilty pleasure of mine. Like Castle is. Fight me.
I love Castle.
I mean, I have no opinion on Castle, but I'd
Chuck.
love to fight you.
Fight me.
Love Chuck.
Let's throw down.
Sean, I'm with you so far. Tell me you thought of Last Jedi and lose me.
I'll have to edit.
we'll
Punch it.
Pow, Biff. Ow.
Look, we don't do enough female voices on this show. Can we do Lucy Liu? Can we do Robot Lucy Liu?
I don't know if I can do Lucy Liu without being either the worst or some sort of racist.
Perfect choice then.
Yeah, great. Cool.
She doesn't really have an
Let's
Asian
dive right in.
I want to do
She's
the
American
robot.
accent.
Well, that's true. She is. Yeah, I suppose
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah, yeah.
Just can you do a female voice?
No, but thank
wow.
you for
Just
asking.
a high pitched
Up the
voice.
octave. I'll never forget you. Memory deleted!
Took my line, damn it.
Yay! Sucks, doesn't it?
I'm Lucy Liu, and I'm here for your spines.
Why is she Texan all of a sudden?
I have no idea.
Lucy Liu.
I'm a Lucy Liu bot.
Here
like,
for your
oh,
spans.
I've done it.
Oh,
Not
Fry.
trying again.
Oh, Fry, I love the way that you notice 2 things.
Yeah.
Fry, you could write a book on, what is it, eat too much?
It was how eat more.
How eat more?
That was just our favourite Lucy Liu quotes of the episode. It was lovely.
Yeah, it's
fine,
great.
yeah.
Oh, and also, hey, take that, and one of these. It's just like over and over again.
Just know that's where, like if I'm going to have a cameo, if I'm a celebrity, because I'm going to be a celebrity, clearly, I would want to roll like that. Just say lines. Just say things.
You just summed up acting, really, didn't you?
Are there any celebrity podcasters?
Yeah, plenty.
Matt Myra is my personal favourite. He's a Nerdist with Chris Hardwick. Chris Hardwick.
Chris Hardwick.
James Bonding. I'm just listing podcasts that I like.
Yeah,
really.
that's not the same as being a celebrity.
my dad wrote a porno.
Baby Beard Media.
Yeah. Sean, Phil, Josh, Chris, all those people.
All those people. Very
We don't have
famous.
last names. We just have the name.
My last name is Sean Phil Chris.
Sean, Phil, Chris.
So confusing.
Phil Chris.
Guys, next week, just so you know, we'll be hitting a Leela of her own.
Well, probably shouldn't. She'd kick her ass.
No,
Yeah, that's right.
I gave you a bit of a clue with hitting there.
It's a Blurns ball.
Blurns ball.
And I'm going to spoil. I already know what it's a reference to. Tee hee hee.
Oh. What?
Should I say it?
Why
No,
not?
save it for the next episode. Dramatic tension.
You're back.
Spoil
and you're
the
already
format.
ordering about.
I know. Back from director
I've never been ordered before in my life. This is going to be fun.
Guys, until that time, if you do want to get in contact with us, please email babybeardmedia@gmail.com.
Find us on Twitter and on Instagram as well.
We just threw over to you blind on that
Say
one.
You
something.
really did.
Social media.
Social media, Twitter, Instagram.
Where else can they find that other podcast?
iTunes, Spreaker. Also have another show called The Imaginauts. Or Imaginauts is what it's searched as, so search that, check it out.
And any of those things that you're listening to us on, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, give it several stars, give it the shining Sean of approval, and send it to your friends. Give them a listen.
It comes rarely.
Yeah, much like Sean.
Yeah.
I really want a sticker that's like a shining Sean of approval.
We can make it.
Yeah, I was going to say, based on what Josh said, do you?
The shining Sean of
Yes.
approval. Yeah.
I will give you one.
Yes, please.
Off. I was going to say off camera, but off.
Off mic.
No, there'll be no mics, but there will be a camera. We will record it.
However, until that time, I have been Sean.
I've been Chris.
I'm in Phil.
I've been Josh.
We'll see you later once we get some food in us.
Bye.
We want to do a top 10 list of films we've never seen. Well, number one for me would be Godfather.
Number 2 will be Godfather for me.
Yeah.
Seen it.
And number 3 will be Godfather Part 2.
Objectively better than you.
Yes, similarly.
I don't give you anything.
Sean's
Give the editor nothing.
Sean's a taking actor
Yeah.
rather than a giving actor.
I'm like a succubus. Wait, no.
I got those exact socks for Christmas.
This is great for a podcast.
Grey socks with a nice dark navy toe and heel with some rather charming cherries dotted all over them.
ASMR.
Those are black.
We'll
Really wish I was
Instagram
wearing
a
them
photo of my socks.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll get mine as well and we'll have them together. Right?
There you
We'll
go.
Put our feet in the photo.
For anyone with a foot fetish, Baby Beard brings it to
Don't
you.
invite that. The internet now knows. We'll be swarmed.
Which Futurama character do you reckon would have a foot fetish? Just
Amy.
all.
Hermes.
Agreed.
I was on Hermes too.
Hey, Chris, who's future editing this? Don't fuck up. Okay.
Clearly edited by a trailer house.